Welcome to Coco Sports Stomp the Idiot. I am the huge one, aka the Idiot, and I am an idiot. I'm from CocoSports.com or KOCOSports.net. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. And just like the last Stump the Idiot, this will be a one-topic thing. It will be about Bill DeMott. Through our social medias, people wanted our opinions. This week I've been a little busy. There will be New Japan reviews. I just don't know when. Starting tomorrow, I'll get back on the ball. Real life gets in the way of the internet. But don't break the chain. We're keeping it alive. As always, joined by my tag team partner, a.k.a. the Idiot Deuce, Rob. Rob, welcome to Stump the Idiot. It's an honor to be on our lowest-rated show of the week.
It is, and I'm thankful that you screwed up the intro so that I'd feel better about SmackDown intro.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Well, everyone asked this about Bill DeMott. Bill DeMott is a serious situation. He just stepped down. Stepped down recently. So this is what his tweet reads. He sent it out on Twitter. I deny the recent allegations made about me. Usually when people say allegations, that's not good. You know, when it's like, I deny the recent allegation, that's like, all right, I got your back. But when you say allegations, okay, made about me. However, to avoid my embarrassment or damage to WWE, I've decided to step down from my role immediately. And that's what it says. And then WWE sent a statement to the Washington Post. It says, we accept Bill DeMott's resignation, and then didn't follow up anything on that. Now, there are different things. You know, there are a man's man. You know, me and Rob a long time ago used to be men. Context is everything. We were infantry. I was in the Marine Corps. He was in the Army. I don't judge him too harshly. And we had the same job, only some of us got cushioned, and some of us got Bill DeMotted. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, pro wrestling isn't being a soldier. It's not being a warrior. It's not even being an MMA fighter. It's pro-fucking wrestling. So can we pump the brakes of acting how tough it is? Because I see two indie wrestlers, I kid you not, two indie wrestlers that were literally tricked out of FCW contracts, being like, why aren't they being real men? I'm like, bro, you got fucking kicked out of FCW for fuck games. And you're really going to defend these fucking douchebags? And here's my thing. This is what pisses me the fuck off. Let's say all these allegations are fucking, let's say 90% of them are false. Let's just say they're picking on Bill DeMott Day. Imagine if a couple months ago there was a Mexican who stood up for himself to bullying. How did they handle that? So here's my question, be a star. If Bill DeMott was Mexican, he would have been fired on day one.
Well, I think a good way to show...
fucking won. Day one. Day one. He would have been fired.
He wouldn't have been fired.
If he was black, if he was white, if he was black, if he was Mexican, if he was a woman, if he didn't fucking suck off Triple H, he would have been fired a long time ago. And you know what? Let's be men. Let's be men. All right. Pro wrestling, it's gotta be the toughest. Gah! Let's go that route. Drop Be a Star. This is the thing. I fucking despise the Be a Star program. You want to keep your buddy, the fucking racist, sexist, asshole, bully Bill DeMott? Fine. Fine. Wrestling is tough, without a doubt. You're gonna get bullied. All right, I'm on board. Let's just ask The Miz if he got bullied. If you're gonna be a bunch of fucking bullies, which you are, then cancel the Be a Star. You know what? I would be on the side of men are red, and you're fucking, yeah, white friends, they're gonna fucking keep their job. Fuck that Mexican wrestler. If you're gonna be a bunch of racist fucking bullies, be honest about it. Just fucking be honest about it and cancel Be a Star. What pisses me the fuck off now is Bill DeMott, fucking accused douchebag, if you know, all these people are coming up and saying, hey, dude, you bullied, hey, you did this, sexual harassment, you did this, and you want to pull the old, well, wrestlers are men, then drop Be a Star, because you can't go with Stephanie McMahon and Big Show. By the way, Big Show, Be a star. How did it go with that cameraman, asshole? No. Next time you fucking show up at goddamn fucking high school, you mention a cameraman, or you're a fucking piece of shit hypocritical. Now, here's the thing. You can't be halfway pregnant. Thank you, Vince Russo, for fucking adding that comment to fucking my fucking vocabulary. You can't be halfway pregnant. You can't go to all these high schools around the country and say, don't be a bully, be a star, when you know those kids with the information in the packet of be a star will not let you survive in WWE. You are not preparing these kids for the real world, and for that, Bill DeMott should be fucking fired. Or, if you want to keep your buddy, Triple H, drop Be a Star, because it's the worst goddamn program ever. You can't have both. You can't go. Let's go look. Here's a tweet that fucking on the hashtag fire Bill DeMott. For Be a Star website, our mission to break down prejudice and promote a culture of fairness and respect through programs and initiatives that educate, enrich, empower people to create a positive social environment for all, regardless of age, race, religion, sexual orientation, or physical ability. So, you ready for this one? You need to drop that program, because that's false propaganda, or you have to fire even your white friends. I mean, let's be completely honest. Your white friends, your white friends need to fucking live by these rules. You cannot go, as someone who volunteers with troubled teens, as someone who but you curse! Yeah, dude, great. If you don't curse, why don't you come down to my orphanage and volunteer, fuckface? Sorry, I always get that. But you curse on YouTube. How dare you help the fucking troubled teens, homeless, single mothers? How dare you? Hey, fine. If you don't curse, come join me this week in Tokyo.
Well, I think before we go into all the Twitter comments, let's just go over, just so that people understand why it's frustrating that this guy has been under WWE. To understand, for one thing, the accusations that quote unquote came out that really re-sparked the whole thing and got it all talking and buzzing again were the accusations from 2 years ago that it was just Judas Devlin, Austin Madelson was talking about it on air, and he was talking about the incidents and everything, and it got posted around, and people started talking about it more, and then other wrestlers actually started coming out and making their own statements about it, and then it just became this snowball effect of people actually taking sides, and WWE, according to everything on the rumor mill, they were hoping it was going to blow over. I think what actually pushed it, though, was the fact that before he actually resigned, there were some more well-known people starting to come out. One of those being Ivelisse, who has now grown much more popular thanks to Lucha Underground, was coming out about the sexual harassment issues she had faced. And it was showing, just based off the trend of how many people were starting to come out, that this was only going to get worse if they didn't do something. Because it might still get worse, to be honest. People might still be pissed about this. But, I mean, this guy's got accusations of, you can see the picture here, right on the screen that we've got. That's actually a picture that someone took. And I believe that's DeMott standing there to the left, isn't it, Dave?
I'm actually not looking at the same photo you're looking at, so go ahead and describe it.
It's the photo that we have on the stream. But it's got the Be a Star logo covering, because on that, Zack Ryder is bare naked in that photo. And he's got a jelly donut between his ass and the other wrestler's face, and a stink facing him. And he had to do that to him and to a female wrestler in the other corner, back and forth for an entire dozen box of jelly donuts. And that's just one thing. This guy slapped people who had concussions, tore shirts off of wrestlers who had injured necks, who had just had surgery. He ignored tons of evidence of sexual harassment of some of his people. Judas Devlin said that whenever he reported it to the main office, that they told DeMott, and then DeMott actually interrogated him in his office. He would use the fact that anyone reported him to make fun of those people and try and turn other talent against them. He would use homophobic insults, racial comments, anything that you could think of that you shouldn't do unless you want to be an asshole bully. He was pretty much doing.
Yeah, and he was a huge fucking superstar. He should definitely be. Think about it, dude. No offense to Bill DeMott, all right? But You're in charge of WWE, and that's who you fucking get? The third fucking fat guy that just happened to stumble on fucking Tough Enough? You couldn't get anyone else? It's just fucking crazy. But on top of that, dude, I think the part where it pisses me off the most is that there's indie wrestlers. Let me give you a heads up, indie wrestlers. This is what FCW and NXT does to rip you off your fucking money. You're too fucking stupid to not figure it out. There are fucking indie wrestlers defending this fucking company, like Bill DeMott. He's not. This is what they do. One trainer comes up to you, right? They wait until you pay, or because most indie guys pay, or they wait until you have a tryout, depending on how good you are. And if they don't want you around, one trainer says, "Don't you dare get in the ring," and then leaves. And then another trainer yells at you to get in the ring. And then that second trainer comes out and says, "I told you not to get in the fucking ring." And either two things happen. You either have a set of balls and you get angry and you say, "Fuck this shit," and you leave, or you're a scared pussy and leave. Yet, people that this happened to at FCW and NXT, they haven't been adding one and one. They're like, "Wow, that's how I fucking left FCW. Da-da-da, me too. Is there a fucking trend?" Those assholes are still defending this. It's like you lost your job to fucking stupid-ass bullying because they don't have the fucking balls to fire you. And you're fucking defending these fucking assholes now.
And there were a lot of people, too, that were coming out and saying stuff in defense of DeMott, saying, "Hey, you know, we have hard times at the hard camp."
I want to pick on Jericho. Can you pull up Jericho's tweet that he didn't have the balls to keep up? Not saying that.
Yeah, I have
not saying when you
here.
delete when you delete Twitter tweets and it's not like a year or 2 year, or you're just refreshing. You know what I mean? Or you're going into a different thing. Like example, if you do combat sports and you're like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna go into comic books now." You know what? I'm just gonna delete all my old tweets. Okay, that's a respectable thing. But if you say something controversial and you don't have the balls, fucking 80s rocker, to keep it up, you're a fucking bitch. And I'll explain to you why you're a bitch, because I want to fucking break down your comment. Chris Jericho, I fucking love you. I love you. I think you're one of the best entertainers in the world. End of fucking story. You are a fucking bitch, bro. Do you have his tweet, the one that he deleted?
Yeah, I do. There were a total of only 3 tweets that I actually was able to find from reputable sources, from reputable people who actually were in support of DeMott. One was WWE 2 days ago, saying that they took the accusations made 2 years ago by Austin Madison very seriously, conducting a full investigation, and were unable to validate.
The full investigation does not include interviewing people that were actually mentioned in the letter. So
like for instance,
what was the full investigation? They're like, we had a full investigation. Yeah, this wrestler was mentioned in the letter. You didn't interview him. How good was your full investigation?
Like one example of that is Briley Pierce, who I believe is Dolph Ziggler's brother, and he had an injured leg, and DeMott kicked it, and that was in Madison's accusations in the letter. And Briley Pierce said he was never even questioned. And Briley Pierce's release is rumored to have been because he stood up for the Divas about sexual harassment, and that's why so many of them were apologizing that he got released on Twitter after he was released.
Before we throw Chris Jericho under the bus, but we love him. WWE, here's the thing. You are the biggest piece of shit fucking company in the world. You run it. Dude, you know what the first thing WWE told me? I went to do a fucking interview, and they're like, "Oh, if you write anything bad, we'll break your leg." And I fucking laughed and said, "Oh, it's like the Bucks." And they were like, usually reporters are scared of that. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. So which one? They fucking be like, "Oh no, wrestlers are gonna break my fucking leg." Dude, I fucking walk the streets in the fucking Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. But here's the thing. They fucking bully, and you see it bully over and over. And I have no problem. It's man's man. Get ready to be a star. Have Stephanie McMahon stop acting like a fucking feminist and just say, "You know what? We're a bunch of fucking cunts that were handed everything. Fuck you. We're a monopoly." Then, at least you're fucking honest. And you know what? Even if you want to fucking lie to your advertisers, even if you want to say you're for the children, please, I beg you, from the bottom of my fucking heart, I will start a Kickstarter. Stop Be a Star. You are hurting the youth of America with the Be a Star program. Stop it. All right, I got Jericho's here. Do you want to read Jericho's deleted tweet?
Yeah. All right, so Jericho went on Twitter and said, "Hey, Bill DeMott is a good friend and a great trainer. If you can't handle it, then quit. My training at Hart Brothers Camp was 10,000 times worse. He deleted this. I actually saw it when it was up there because I was annoyed by it. Something so that people who don't know a lot about the Hart Dungeon, people like Tommy Dreamer and such have come out and they've said, hey, you know, I got stretched like to the point of I was in tears from the pain, stuff like that. But they all always agree they never felt like they were in danger of injuring themselves or anything. They were getting pushed and it was basically like boot camp. You're not being pushed with the intention of damaging you, but you're being pushed to your very limits. And that's something that there's a very clear line and that needs to be drawn. And Chris Jericho came out and said that, and I mean, you had people like MVP or EC3, who's supposed to be his friend, immediately coming out, and I believe, EC3 replied and said, "I loved and sacrificed for pro wrestling. A heart can stretch me any day. A know-nothing dipshit slapping me when I'm concussed is different."
Yeah, and not only that, but here we go, Chris Jericho. Did the Hart Dungeon ever go from high school to high school lying, saying, "Hey, don't be a star, don't fucking be a bully"? Did the Harts ever do that, or were the Harts men and said, "No, take care of yourself"? That's a legit question, Jericho. We'll wait for your response. Don't worry, you're a fucking corporate sellout bitch. Second thing is, every story, I've met Bret Hart, I've met Teddy Hart, I've met Jason Rance, I've met all these fucking guys that have trained there, including, Tyson Kidd before he was Tyson Kidd. And I've met a lot of guys, and all of them tell great stories about the Hart Dungeon. I've even read your book, Jericho. You tell great stories. I've met plenty of wrestlers. Not once did they say they were attacked when they were injured. Not once did they have to put donuts in their ass. Not once did they feel unsafe. It was being stretched out and learning professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Do not disgrace the Hart family because you want to fucking stand up for this bully. Do not do that. Do not fucking do that.
Something else that happened similarly that's annoying, because like Jericho, part of me wants to give him benefit of the doubt, say, hey...
No, I don't. He's a sellout bitch.
Maybe he didn't realize how bad it was.
He's not the same man he is. He's just not. He's not the fucking Jericho we know and love. He's a fucking bitch.
There are two other things, though, that happened that annoyed me. One, I lost a little bit of respect for Doc Gallows for saying DeMott was a great trainer and all that, and just... like, whatever. But he kept his up at least. So, hey, props to you, Gallows, for at least keeping it up there. But something that happened...
But, like, you're also not comparing it. Like, what you're doing is you're not comparing it to the Harts, and it's 10,000 times worse. And no, like, that's a lot different than saying, hey, it was a great teacher and teacher of young men growing into the wrestling business, #respect. All right, fine. But you're not...
He's saying he had a good experience.
And all that, but Doc Gallows ain't fucking a corporate shill. Doc Gallows isn't fucking going around saying be a star. So yeah, like Doc Gallows is a man's man. Doc Gallows isn't a corporate bitch who's fucking going around saying be a star. That's the problem. That right there is the problem. You know what? Come out, cancel be a star, and just say we're fucking horrible people. Problem solved. But you can't do that, can you? Because you're too worried about your public image. Well, this is fucking your public image. You go out. And here's the thing. I've been Marine Corps boot camp, tons of infantry school, NBC school, tons of fucking high-level...
You were a drill sergeant.
No, I was an infantry instructor. But it's not a drill sergeant. It's a little different. But I taught people how to fight and how to be in the infantry. You're only 5'11". Yeah, guess what? You don't have to look like John Cena to actually be a Marine. Most Marines are fucking not fucking. Oh, goddamn John Cena.
One of the most badass infantry I ever met was this guy who was actually 5'5", 5'6", and he's awesome. We called him Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, movies and Hollywood and all that shit. He's like, "What? You're only 5'11". How can you be a fucking Marine?" You're like, "I don't know. Fucking, are you tall? Sign up." You know what I mean? But, yeah, no, I trained some of the first women in infantry. I trained officers. I trained thousands and thousands of Marines. Yeah, dude, we couldn't fucking shove donuts in their asses and have them run around, and this was in the fucking 90s. You know, if
I mean, come on. Even Full Metal Jacket, which is seen as one of the more extreme depictions of drill sergeants in media, even he didn't stick the jelly donut in his ass. He just made him eat it.
So here's the thing. You have a guy that fucking is in charge of, you know, an international publicly traded company who's lying to children. And here's the thing. There are millions and millions fucking examples of WWE being a horrible company. And that's it. You have to actually stand by your word. And you know what? I'm going to say something nice about Bill DeMott. At least he had the balls to do the right thing. Granted, he was definitely pressured. Now let's get past that. WWE, cancel Be a Star now. Cancel Be a Star now, or you're fucking full of shit. If he was Mexican, he would have been fired. Let's be completely honest. I noticed every time there's a bullying story and it's a white guy, they keep their job. JBL. He still have his job? Yeah. Bill DeMott.
What about that? What about that guy that?
Big Show, John Cena. You know, yeah, even the mighty John Cena has things. Matter of fact, ask the original NXT roster. To Google.
Also, it's worth mentioning, WWE, when Bill DeMott stepped down, they retweeted his resignation tweet, and then within about 20 minutes, they had unretweeted it or deleted the tweet, whatever. I don't know how unretweeting works. I've never done it.
Yeah.
But they did.
Damn it. No, I don't want the NXT roster Wikipedia. I want the original fucking NXT group. Shit. Well, there's a black wrestler that now wrestles in Florida. Shit. What the fuck's his name? Season 1. Here we go. NXT Season 1. Michael Tarver. Hey, John Cena's such a great guy, right? Be a star? Can someone please interview Michael Tarver? Go ahead, John Cena defenders. Let's see how great of John Cena is your fucking hero, Be a Star. Now, why don't we get Michael Tarver to answer those questions? They're fucking... It just makes me angry because I'm under the thing of if you're men, you're men, and if you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, but be honest. And you know what? I'm not even mad if you lie to wrestling fans. I'm not even mad that if you lie to your wrestlers. I'm not even mad that you lie to the media. I'm not even mad that you fucking lie to yourself. I'm not even mad if you lie to sponsors. But when you go from high school to fucking high school and talking to youth and say that there are no fucking bullies while you are the biggest goddamn bullies on the block is wrong. That's almost as bad as Marine Corps recruiters telling kids to join infantry and people in the infantry don't die. It's fucking ridiculous. Just fucking own what you are. Own what you are. And what you are is a bunch of piece of shit bullies. That's it. And you know what? When a Mexican wrestler bullied someone that was being racist, what happened to him? What happened to the Big Show? What happened to John Cena? What happened to Bill DeMott? Did Bill DeMott really get fired? He might have been pressured. But
no, let's be realistic. This is what happened with Bill DeMott. Bill DeMott got sat down by probably Triple H and told, hey, this is getting too bad. We need you to resign or we're going to have to fire you.
Well, I know that,
and
but
he probably told him not only that, but
he told
give it
Del Rio. Yeah, that's what he did. He told Del Rio that. He told Del Rio that, and Del Rio said, you know what? No, I got character, you fucking douche. So here's my question. All these hashtag fire Bill DeMott, all these hashtag fucking let's keep a fucking watch on WWE. What's the over-under that he comes back in less than a year?
I think he'll be back in less than 6 months, to be totally honest. I don't think it'll be in the same role, but I definitely think he'll be back with the company.
Oh, without a doubt. Be a star.
Because the only reason they had him resign was just because it was getting so much traction, and then they're going to count on people forgetting. I mean, that's the same reason they undid the retweet, was because they're hoping less people even know about the entire scandal. And they realized that pointing out he had resigned would draw attention to it. your head trainer resigned, and it's not even mentioned on the website, is it?
I don't know. I'm sure it was mentioned.
The two
for 5
times I've
seconds.
checked, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, and he'll be back. He'll just be back. He'll be back. And all you fucking indie workers that are like, oh, I'm a real fucking man. Yep. Were you chased out because of 2 trainers? Oh, you were. Oh, please do go on Facebook, continuing to fucking support them. You're men. Look at you. Mm-hmm. Yep. Know what happens? There's too many people that want to be tough guys, and you know what happens when too many people want to be tough guys? No one has any fucking character.
Yep.
When you're a legit tough guy, UFC, military. What's that military that kills homeless people? I think it's pronounced.
It's the Orlando Police Department and the Los Angeles Police Department. It's a lot of police departments, sadly.
But here's the thing. It's just I personally know the world is corrupt and evil. I just know. But tell the future the truth. And the Be a Star program is where I fucking draw the line.
I'd be okay with the Be a Star program if they embodied those ideals themselves.
Without a doubt. You can't go there. Because here's the thing. How many of those kids that see a Be a Star, how many of those kids, they're probably going to hit, what, 5th, 6th grade, around that range. How many of those kids, when they see The Big Show, when they see Stephanie McMahon, when they see Titus O'Neil, when they see Bill DeMott, how many go, wow, they came here, I want to be a wrestler? And what message are you sending them? What happens when they open up the pamphlet? What happens when they throw the flyer? I know what I really fucking hold, like, which shocks and hurts me, and I understand, teachers are worn down. I'm surprised no teachers stand up and say they're full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're a teacher and Be a Star is at your school, and if you're in fucking, I'm in a private school and my daddy already got me accepted to Princeton, then just keep your fucking mouth shut. Life is easy. But if you're at a school where, hey, I don't know where I'm gonna get fucking dinner. Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna have to sell drugs my senior year just to fucking survive. Should I be in a gang? Should I not? Like, if you live in, not even that. That's over exaggerating. If you have a guy that doesn't know what he's gonna do after high school because his whole family's been fucking losers, you need to step in. You need to step. Like, if your kids are straight tracks to Harvard, straight tracks to Princeton, I'm gonna work for my daddy's company. All right, Vince, calm the fuck down. You see what I did there? Then yeah, don't say anything. But if you have a school filled of dusty roads, hard times, and you're a teacher, it's great to fucking see those guys. It's great to have a message. You're damaging those kids. You are damaging those kids. And, to steal a line from the opening of my book coming out, be a shill. The worst thing in the world you can do is tell a child life is fair. And that's what Be a Star is. You go from school to school telling them life is fair. Meanwhile, when that kid grows up and he's there, old crouchety Bill DeMott's going to be shoving donuts up his fucking ass and making him run around like an asshole.
I think for the teachers, I think the reason the teachers don't say anything is more because I could see the logic of hoping that it at least gets some of the worst kids to tone down the bullying at least. And I think that's the hope, is that it gets to some of the kids that are doing the bullying, not so much the victims.
I haven't taught in America in a real long time, but I before my injuries really took over, I started stuttering and I can't teach full time anymore. I taught trouble kids, I taught single moms, orphans, all that. That's what I try to focus on, just because they need the most help. And people all the time were like, well, how did you get these car thieves, fighters, criminals, no parents, kids? How did you get them to open up and listen? I start every class with troubled teens the same exact way. Life's not fair, and if you don't fucking realize that, you're going to be in trouble. Life is not fair, and you're already behind the wheel. You live in Japan where crime is beyond frowned on, and you've already served jail time as a teen. Your life is fucked. It's not fair. And they're just like, holy shit, this motherfucker's for real. Meanwhile, if you come be a star and it's Big Show and it's like, hey, I'm 8 foot fucking tall and I used to be a fucking cook, a short order cook until Hulk Hogan saw me, and now I just fucking cash $1 million checks because I suck off people in the back and threaten cameramen. That could happen to you. Just don't be a bully. The fuck is that? What the fuck you, Big Show? Fuck you, you fucking 8 foot fucking piece of shit. If Hulk Hogan didn't fucking see you flipping goddamn burgers and say, you know what, I can make that Andre the Giant's son. True story. You would be fucking nowhere. And then you go and tell people be a star while you beat the fuck out of cameramen and scream and threaten at them. Yeah, be a fucking star, you fucking piece of shit. And by the way, did the cameraman, Big Show, did the cameraman make fun of your race? No, oh, no, he didn't, did he? Did the cameraman make fun of anything? No, he did. What did the cameraman do, Big Show? What? Well, I'll answer for you since you're not fucking here, you fucking big-ass bully. He asked you to do an interview. The cameraman asked you to do your job and help him do his job. So it was nothing but professionalism. And what did you do? Did you flip out and threaten to fucking beat his ass? Yeah, even if you were here, that silence would still be your answer. And how fucking dare you tell a kid that fucking life is fair? It's bullshit. At Vinny the Samurai says, I missed most of the show, but I want to ask, what do you think of Matt Bloom, a.k.a. Tenzai, taking over DeMott's place? I think that's awesome. He is a great pro wrestler, a great guy, and hopefully the bullying stops. He's come to Japan. He's come to Japan, and
he was
a star. What's that?
He's only interim. According to the dirt sheets, and I believe the Observer was the original source for that, they're planning to put Albert in charge. That Tensai is the...
I hope they do. I hope they do, because he's got international experience, and he's a great guy. Like, just go back and watch
those guys in there means that we're going to get to see Puro actually get taught to people.
Yeah. Well, God forbid, what if one of these big guys that WWE has in the contract could really wrestle? Like, what if Umaga wasn't handed a list saying you couldn't do these moves? What if Tenzai could have done the moves that he did as a tag team? What would have happened? Oh, God forbid it. You know, it's so funny because WWE is supposed to be the land of the big guys. Ask Tyson Tomko if WWE's the land of the big guys. Ask Albert. Ask A-Train. Ask Umaga. Well, you can't, but ask former,
Ask Uha Nation in a year.
Yep. Yeah. It's fucking bullshit. Let's see. Thank you for the comment. Everyone go follow him on Twitter, at Vinny the Samurai. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. American Alucard checking in on Facebook. American Alucard, meaning you have to talk off air. And American Alucard even giving us a heads up on the YouTube. He says, anyone surprised WWE allowed this to happen? Not at all. Not at all. They're pieces of shit. And if you're going to be pieces of shit, call it be a shit. You know what? I'd be completely honest. If fucking Big Show went there and was called be a shit and just said, hey, listen, bullies fucking succeed in the real world, especially pro wrestling, I would fucking invite them to all my fucking... I would invite them to every school I've ever taught at to speak at. I would invite them to all the fucking charity schools, all the after-school specials. I would buy your plane ticket. I would pay.
Here's the big thing.
Call it be a shit. Call it be a shit. And boom, I will fucking book you through every school in Kanagawa and Tokyo.
No, I want people to stop and think. WWE didn't have Bill DeMott resign because of what he had done, of what people knew he did. They had him resign because they probably know he's done way fucking worse, and it's going to come out. Look at Ivelisse. Ivelisse, after her abrupt release while being pushed as one of the top people at NXT, after her abrupt release, whenever interviewed and the topic of her release came up, she broke down crying at a few different interviews and said she didn't want to talk about it because she didn't know if she could get in trouble. Like, something bad happened to her, and she's been so afraid of ever talking about it because of the WWE's legal team that we'll never even know what it was. So there's probably a ton of shit that happened.
John Cena, can I interview Nikki? Oh, I can't. My interview privileges have been taken away. I'd love to interview Nikki. Santa, can I interview Nikki Bella? What? I can't hear you. Be a Star, right? Mm-hmm. Well, this is a part of Be a Star program. The company is a huge hypocrite, and their diehard fans are the biggest hypocrites on the internet, without a doubt. If you defend this, you're fucking full of shit. You're just full of shit. Dude, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing indie wrestlers, and we mentioned this already. I saw indie wrestlers get bullied out of positions and be like, well, they're just not real men. Well, hey, real man, guess what? You don't have a fucking job, do you? Do you? Oh, it's just a coincidence that 3 or 4 guys got fucking fired the same exact way. I'm sure that the trainers, oops, did I tell you not to go in the ring and you did because the other trainer told you to do it in the ring? Oh, that's just coincidence. All right, we can rant and rave about this all day.
No one that has ever been in the military would ever fall for that shit. The one telling you get in the ring and the other one yelling at you not to get in the ring. No, that is an old trick. We've all seen it before. You should not fall for that one.
All right, like, comment, subscribe. We'll have to talk about a fun topic next time. There will be a New Japan review coming up. Also, check out cocosports.net. Rob is going to be a bigger part of our staff, and we'll be improving the blog, and we're hoping to do a lot more shows here. So, welcome, Rob. Give them some high fives. And you know what you can do? Rob, tell them what they can do since you're going to help Coco Sports so much. What can the internet infantry do for you?
You guys could follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch TV as SIDUAKAL. And join us on the Internet Infantry track during live events.
At cocosports.net. Oh, and also there'll be an Impact review. I'm sorry, I want to apologize to TNA. I don't hate TNA as much as Rob does. It's just Saturdays I'm very busy. There will be an Impact review within 24 hours. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Check out cocosports.net. Internet Infantry, thank you. Rob, thank you. Bill DeMott, you'd have a job. Cancel Be a Star. Change it to Be a Shit, and you're back to being employed. With that, I am over.